sure that it's real. Plenty want to steal him. You know how it feels when all that he wanted is little more love. Just handle your business and put him above. Cause what you won't do, someone else will do. Don't wait until the thing fall true. Mix it up like it's a callaloo. Smile and say that I command you to. Tonight I'm coming to you. Tonight I'm coming, darling, it's true.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All righty, so the time here in SVG, it is 9:26, and we are back with you for another segment of our Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. All right, we are in our Talk to Us segment, and this is where you get interactive with us, or even more interactive with us, by calling the number 457-9997. That is both a direct call as well as a WhatsApp call, all right? And you can feel free to go back and revisit anything that we spoke about earlier this morning that you wanted to chip in on or chime in on, or you could post something brand new to us for a discussion that you just want to bring to everybody's attention. All right. So as per usual, we are going to give you and our very good friend is already on the line. Good morning. Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts. Dave, second name Roberts. Dave.
Hi.
Dave, listen to the phone.
Loud and clear?
We are hearing you loud and clear, and everybody heard everything else that was said before. Listen into the phone because there is a significant delay when you're listening.
I wonder why. I hear you keep saying I don't understand that.
So
somebody must be tampering with my phone.
Nobody tampering with your phone, Dave. Stop bringing conspiracies into this.
How you know that?
Listen directly. You see, like how you listen to me now in real time, listen through the phone and not listen to whatever device you listened on before. All right?
Anyhow, yes.
How have you been, Dave?
Thanks for all of that. Well, there's so much things that have been said for the morning. Plus, I listen. I try to take in other comments from other stations as well. That's the kind of person I am. To see how things matching up. Politically, socially, whatever the situation is. And I am lost. I am lost with some of the things that have been said and so on, because everything seems to be happening at the same time. So much projects we're hearing about to bamboozle people and all of that. And it's only those who are not thinking would understand or would not understand the reason why all these things are happening. Because right now we are living in election time. The period until the end of the year, so to speak, when elections ought to be called. And sometimes I feel I'm waiting too long. Really and truly, no. I don't know. Maybe we should have had an exact date, like the Americans and so on, to know when we have to vote, instead of our politicians, from the Prime Minister who calls the date, playing games with us and so on, and looking for the right time, right opportunity. So for some of us that's exciting. We don't want a fixed date, but to me, you could trick yourself too. That's one of the good things. As leader of any party or leader of the incumbent, the party that is in power, you can also trick yourself. Man, as a matter of fact, just before I come on here, I was listening to the Prime Minister, man, exercising his academic ability, and all I can read from that, just trying to get to Dr. Kishore Shallow with West Indies cricket. So I tell you, there's so much happening. I would want a whole program to make my presence felt with some of these stuff I'm hearing.
All right, Dave.
Because around this time, politicians take advantage of the illiterate, those who can't think, those who are vulnerable, and all of that. They take advantage of them, carry them for a ride, or so, and just to achieve what they want to achieve with us and so on. I am just hoping that we have a peaceful election without any kind of strange occurrences in terms of any kind of violation and that sort of thing, because somebody got to look at that. And we will hear about cheating and thieving and all that sort of thing, because all of that makes up some vinegar in these way elections are concerned now. It never used to be like that in the past, but that's what it is in the future.
You and your
Thank
statements
you. Have
of
a good
facts.
day.
All right. Thanks, Dave. All right. All righty. So that was Dave with his thoughts for today. Okay. All right. So remember that the phone lines are open 457-9997 if you wish to be interactive with us, or if not, we are going to. All right. So we have a caller. Hi, Mr. Mason. Good morning.
Pleasant good morning, my lady.
Morning. And how are you?
I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
Cool.
Yeah, because I mean, it's the middle of the week. It's the first time, so say good morning. I just called to say good morning. And you both okay?
Yes, we are all right. I am all right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then yes, I just called to say good morning. And nothing really to discuss this morning.
All right. We appreciate hearing you. When we don't hear from you, we start to ask questions, right? So
I know.
All right.
Okay, then I'll have a good day.
To you too. Thanks, Mr. Mason. All right. All right. So that was Mr. Mason just calling to say good morning.
Called to say good morning.
Oh, Lord. All right. So we are going to head in. Oh, so we have a caller. All right. So hi, Jeff. Good morning.
Good morning, angels. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
We're fine. And what about you?
Doing good. Hump week for you guys. Hump week.
All right.
Wednesday.
Wednesday is hump day.
Yes. Oh man, I just heard Mr. Dave, and I will always get on his back. He got on the Prime Minister again. I will listen to the Prime Minister too, what he was talking about cricket, etc. But what I want to say, he talked about why don't he call election and give a date. Who voted the date down when they had the referendum and to change the constitution, and a date would have been given, just like it's in America. They voted it down. He knows that. So
Jeff,
why,
you know how I feel
not
about this
complaining?
referendum talk, But anyways, I ain't starting up this morning.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, I know how you feel. With a lot of things was in that was good, and a lot of it was negative too.
And that's why persons didn't vote for it as one thing, right?
But a lot of tricks went on there too, with the face of the dollar. I have a copy of that face on the dollar. So there was a lot of things put out there by SCL to make the government look bad. And people believe about, the English people who retire will not get the pension. Come on now.
But
Could
Jeff,
one believe that? You
for
retire.
somebody from like me, right? I would not be paying attention to all those things. So
But
while
you have
it
to
is
pay,
that
you
you
have
are
to pay
going to be
attention
saying that
those things.
some persons might be thinking that there are other persons who might have thought critically and may not have been in agreement with everything that was proposed at that point in time. So you can't lump the two sets of
Yes,
people together.
yes, that is true. That
Ah.
is true. A lot of things you have to think about it too. But a lot of it was negativeness against what was going on. Face on the dollar. People will not get the pension. How could one believe that you retire and you're not going to be able to get your pension when you go home or wherever? Was a lot of stuff about that. So I mean, yes, there was other things you could criticize too. I mean, even the opposition says Mr. Leacock, call his name. The Constitution was far better, but he was a party man, so he's not voting for it. That says a lot right there. It says a lot. So when they were the shenanigan and all this thing, he knows what's going down, but that's all right. The people will speak in December. Let the people speak.
Well, that's when elections are
All
being
right.
called, Jeff. Jeff, do you know something that we don't know?
Well, no.
Me
what
PM
he
say not yet,
December. No, but he said he would have go past December. So that's why
okay.
it's
That's what you
December.
mean, like that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I don't have a date.
Remember,
I
that's
don't
how
have
to
a
pay
date.
attention towards us. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I stand corrected, but I didn't say it won't go past December. So that's why I
right.
said December.
All right, Jeff.
All right, listening.
Have a good one today.
Have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
All righty. All right. So I'm not sure if we're going to get any other calls. So let's just quickly touch on this topic. All right. So we're asking a question at this time. When someone is keeping their sexuality on the DL, which is the down low, when is it okay to out them? All right. Now, the reason why I pose this question is that something I was looking at last week triggered this. And it was a gentleman who was in conversation with another gentleman, right? And of course, they're throwing talks and that kind of thing. They're communicating, and a vibes was picked up in terms of one of the gentlemen liking another one, and the other one was an open homosexual, all right? And what it is that upset the other person who he was communicating with was that, so he has this sexuality, but rather than acknowledging who he is as an individual, he's putting forward a particular face to the rest of the world, right? Mm-hmm. The person who he was speaking to out him, as in the person went on social media and stated that, this is who he is. As in the person who he's talking to, this is who he is. And, he doesn't understand why it is that he's trying to hide his sexuality, etc. Now, I suppose the starting point is it okay to out persons, and when is it okay to out persons? What's your thoughts, Dianna?
No, I do not think it is okay to out persons. I feel like it is up to the person when they should be able to let the world know who they are, who they feel they truly are. I really feel that that decision should be up to them. I can't see any other way around it. I have not yet seen any other way around it, but I feel like you should not out them like that. That's a decision they have to make. If you have a girlfriend and she's with a guy and you suspect that the guy is secretly homosexual, I don't know, maybe you could encourage your friend to have a conversation with him, but to come out and say, hey, I know he's this particular way, or if it's a woman, I know she's this particular way. I do not necessarily agree with that.
So you don't think that there might be circumstances where somebody should be outed? You don't think that any exists?
There may be a circumstance, but I can't think of one.
So let me give you a circumstance, right? So I accept what it is that you are saying, right? Because I really do believe that somebody's sexuality, this should be the one to let persons know, whether it's through their actions, through their words, but more so through their words than the actions, because actions could sometimes be misinterpreted, right? Yeah. But through their words, they should be able to say, well, this is who I am. You either love me as I am or leave me also as I am, right? But what about situations where somebody is, let's say, married, or they're in a heterosexual relationship for the sake of the public, but yet they having hookups with persons behind their partners' backs, right? Don't you think that there might be some occasions when outing somebody is necessary? Because a woman could be living her life under false pretense, thinking, okay, well, this is my husband. He loves me. This is the man of my dreams. Only to realize he having side conversations with other men.
Well, I feel like that is for them to figure out. In a case like that,
Figure
I
out,
believe in having a private conversation.
But as sometimes as women, we the last to know everything, right? Everybody else will know something, but we the last to know.
True. That is true, but I still feel like it should be a private conversation. I don't know.
How is it going to be a private conversation if he's not saying anything? Who is it going to be private with?
I know husband is sit down and you ask your husband
the same
questions.
Husband who not telling you anything,
just
who putting up a pretense.
Trust to catch a whale or something. Put the question in.
I randomly ask my husband, who I do not have any idea.
No, just
is a homosexual. Are you homosexual?
Start up a conversation. Just find a smart way to start up the conversation. Put on a movie and say, I hear a friend tell me about this particular movie. Maybe it has some homosexuality. And a friend told me about this movie. Let's watch this movie together. And then you sit and you watch the movie and probably
Dianna, you're really thinking that time that the husband is going to come out and say, I'm a homosexual?
Maybe it just may happen. He may say, all right, I have something to let you know. I have something to tell you. This is the case, but the only people I want to be outed publicly is pedophiles and rapists. Yeah.
Okay, well, I could accept that, but what it is that for me is, so maybe outing them doesn't necessarily have to happen on social media in terms of saying, well, such and such husband is this or that particular way, but I can understand whoever it is he's chatting with. You come and you show me the receipts. I want to see the text messages, right? You send that information to me because I need to know what's happening, right? As I said, as a woman, sometimes we don't know when the man cheating with women, much less to when they're cheating with a man. All right? So the thing of it is
if one of his partners decides to go, maybe they fall out and you decide you're going to go to the wife and air everything out to the wife because she is his wife, I don't have a problem with that. I don't want you to go and blast the person up because you could be endangering the person by doing that. So I don't want you to go and blast the person and say, hey, this person is so and so. You could definitely have a conversation with the wife, show the wife whatever you need to show her, but then she and her husband I still think they need to have some private conversation.
You see, it's a little bit easy for you to say that, but knowing the society in which we live in, where some persons still look down on homosexuality, people can bring in the Christian principles and all of that into it, it is difficult. And many men, they may have this tendency, they may be of this particular way, but because of the pressure that society places on them, and especially those who might be in positions of power, they are not going to come up because of what society is going to say, right? So for me, let it be known, if I ever get involved with anybody and they are on the download with somebody else, please let me know. I don't want to be living in my ignorance. I hate putting up this man and showing off this man. This man means the whole world to me and he's this and he's that. Me gloating about this man and somebody behind it laughing after me. Not at all. Let me know, okay? Now, I ain't saying to blast him on social media because, yes, as Dianna said, Ham could come to him and he doesn't need to go through that whole situation of ridicule, but I need to know, all right? Hi, caller. Good morning.
I remember on this same program I said some years ago now, I would love whether lesbians, homos, all these different names, especially with LGBTQV, whatever it is. I would love them to declare themselves. Because you know what happens too? Sometimes they could have their eyes on a partner, be it a lesbian or a homo, and they could make an attempt, and that could cause a real big boo-boo and so on in terms of retaliation, how somebody may respond, right? Because I get the impression that when you was a lesbian, you love a woman, and I've heard stories from women about that, and a man loving a man, you may want to take the chance by holding on or trying to give that person a kiss or something. That is asking for trouble, don't you think?
Well, nobody should be violated in that way. You have to know for sure that this person is so inclined.
Right,
you have to know, right?
but I am telling you, I have experienced, seen things happen because of sexuality and that sort of thing. Because of your sexuality, you feel that you have a right to do this and do that. On both sides, both sides and so on. I know of cases where women rent a place for them to go and have their own fun as lesbians. I guess the same applies to men and so on. But that's the kind of world I live in. That's why I can't be part of that. Thank you.
All right, dear. All right. Any final thoughts, Dianna?
No, I don't think I have any more. Still, I just somebody just to read a comment. Somebody says he likes being in the closet. Leave the person until he's ready to come out.
Yeah, but suppose I don't know. That's my problem. Suppose I don't know. I might not always be able to suspect. All right. So I think there's some.
Okay, so this person is saying, I don't think it is your responsibility to out anyone, but I can drop a little thing. If he is, look at his middle. If he gay.
Oh, geez. Oh, Lord. All right, this is a PG-13 station. All right, there we go. All right, so we are heading on out at this time and heading straight into today's community. They boy, behave. All right.